One of my favorite songs right now is Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. You might know it by Stranger Things or TikTok. One of the most interesting parts in that song is where she talks about, man, I want to make a deal with God. I want to trade places. If only I could do that. And it's so interesting because you might be in a situation today where you're like, man, does God even hear me? Does he even hear what I'm saying? Does he even see the situation that I'm going through? Does he even hear, my prayers? Does he even know my pain? What would it be like to just not even be in this place anymore, on this earth anymore, to be dealing with what I'm dealing with? You may even be asking, man, God, do you even hear what I'm saying? Do you even know what's going on in my life? Do you even know what I'm going through? And it's so interesting because in this song, right, I looked up the meaning of what the artist meant when she was writing it, and she simply said, I wrote it to express a song about if a man and a woman were to switch places in a relationship, then they would understand each other better in terms of communication. I thought it was so interesting just listening to it. I'm like, man, has there ever been a time where you even feel like, man, God has no idea what it feels like right now to be in your place? But it's so interesting because the truth is, and the reality is, that he really does. The Bible says that he sent his only son, Jesus, right? This man who was entirely divine, yet entirely took on humanness and came down here to trade his spot in heaven for this taste of humanity, so that the divine would know exactly what it's like to be fully human and to experience the full human experience of pain, pleasure, sorrow, laughter, and grief. And it's so fascinating because at times we may forget that. You may have forgotten that. God knows exactly what it's like to be in your place of pain, of testing, of temptation, and of suffering. Jesus already went through it, already went through the suffering, already went through the pain, already went through the temptation that you may be feeling. The Bible says that he went through it all, yet he was perfect and he never sinned. He never faltered. Man, even going to the cross, you may say, man, there's no way that Jesus experienced the pain or the suffering that I did, that God ever experienced that. The truth is that Jesus, right, did experience that, and Jesus is God. And when he went to that cross, there's a psalm that talks about the things that Jesus would eventually prophesy from later, where he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why have you left me here? If it's possible, don't let me go through this. He says, take this cup from me. And at times you may have felt like that. So I just want to remind you today that you are not alone, that God sees you, that he knows your pain, and that you're not going through what you're going through alone. That there's nothing you've gone through that God is not aware about, because he sent his son, Jesus, to go through it first and go through it already. I love you guys. I hope this blessed you guys. I love this song. I made this video from it, so I hope you enjoy.